Hello all, welcome back to Regardless, aka the NoDream podcast. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Today's episode was actually recorded a couple weeks back in advance. So I don't know if we're going to make a part 2 exactly, because I think we covered pretty much everything, but we might, who knows. So make sure you leave a like and a comment before you go, and enjoy the show.
So, how are you guys doing? You know, we're doing good. I hope you're doing good.
Are you speaking for all of us? What
Yeah.
are you doing?
You're supposed to ask us how we're doing, not them.
okay.
They can't
Yeah.
respond.
My bad.
But they can't respond to the comments. You can't say
Oh, yeah.
they can.
I'm popping a comment in there, you know.
Yeah.
I guess I'm doing alright. How you doing, Jim?
Yeah, I'm decent.
Decent?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel pretty decent.
Define decent.
Decent as, like, are you decent or are you pretty decent? Because those are two different things.
I'm decent.
You could be like, that's decent.
Like the past few days, I haven't been decent, but I'm decent.
But why?
I don't know. I was working through like a lot of stuff mentally, and like I feel like I came out of it a lot better. Well, not a lot better. Like with a firmer
But
resolve.
decently.
But like now I'm decent. Like I'm not like, ooh, let's go. But like, I'm just chilling.
Oh, there's different levels of decent.
Yeah, like
That's why you said
there's
pretty
high
decent.
tier decent, like top tier. There's mid tier decent,
You
and
about
there's low
mid-tier?
tier.
You about mid-tier decent?
I'm about somewhere between low tier, mid tier, decent. You know,
Yeah, I feel you.
Why'd you go low tier, mid tier?
low tier, mid tier.
No, but you went low tier, mid tier.
I feel you. Alright. How you doing, Kyle?
Well, yeah, I'd say okay.
Yeah.
On the decent scale, how are you?
I'm not on the decent scale. I'm on the okay scale.
Okay scale.
Okay.
Where is that? Is that like rating above the decent scale?
No, that's below the decent.
Okay's below decent?
Yes.
Oh, so I'm on that one then.
So it's probably like okay.
I'm like
good.
top tier, okay, low tier, decent.
It's like alright, good, okay.
What?
No, alright, okay, good.
Okay,
Then
so
decent.
on the scale, we gotta go back. What?
No, decent's
Oh,
below
wait.
good.
Oh yeah, decent's below.
We still gotta ask you. So why are you just okay?
Because I'm tired of my nerds.
Why?
I don't know, this is what my body's telling me right now.
Why is your body telling you that right
Maybe you need to be more worried about what's inside your body.
Wow.
Anyway,
that was just
Kobe,
funny.
what about you? Where are you on the scale?
He said he was good. He said it was pretty good, actually.
You said pretty good?
I'm alright.
I.
I'm alright.
Now we gotta add another level. Where's
No,
I?
I is below okay.
Yeah, we added that level.
We did?
Yeah, I is below okay.
Restate.
And
restate
I
the
is just
ranks.
above bad.
Alright, the ranks are.
So worse, like I feel awful.
Yeah.
That's bottom.
So awful.
No, I would say booty. Like just booty. I feel booty.
That's on the same level as awful.
Yeah, booty, awful, same thing.
And then I feel bad.
Yeah.
Like just.
Okay.
I guess we can have
Then
that.
I feel I.
Then it's like, alright.
Then I feel okay. Then I feel decent.
Then good.
Then good. Then I feel great.
Why is decent so close to good?
Cause it is.
I guess.
You can't really change that word. You
Yeah.
can't put it next to awful.
Anyway, we're talking about risk today. Yeah, so a lot of things, I just pulled a Kobe. A lot of things that we do involve risk. And actually, Kyle, so last night we were playing Among Us. Kobe tried to get in. And actually, there was risk with you trying to get in too.
Say what?
Yeah, because you couldn't get into the lobby, but you took a risk, you know, to put in the code. But anyway, so Kyle, last night we were playing Among Us. And like we played for like 3-4 hours. Three. I'm pretty sure you know what the game is. If you haven't, you can find like gameplay super easily. But Kyle, you might explain
Go watch
the premise.
Toast. Go watch this guy's Toast.
You can go explain the premise of it real quick.
Okay, so there's two sides.
Not in like extreme detail. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to say like every single task.
So
Like
you
just-
have
It's
two
just a
sides.
summary.
Yeah.
You have imposter and you have crewmates. Crewmates try to complete their task and vote off the imposters. The imposters try to sabotage and kill the crewmates. And that's how one of the sides wins. If imposters kill enough crewmates to where they're equal, or if the imposters sabotage the ship and either oxygen's gone or the ship blows up, and then if the crewmates complete all their tasks or vote off both or all the imposters, crewmates win. That's the premise of the game.
Alright, so obviously in a game like that, there's some form of risk involved. Like, let's say you're the imposter, you risk getting found out if you make like a rash move. Or if you're a crewmate, you risk getting killed if you go off by yourself, or even if you're in a group with other people.
Don't go by yourself.
Yeah, like really, it was actually a risk playing with people like Kyele.
What
Like,
you mean?
Okay, so
I died first every time.
Okay, every single time we make sure to get rid of Kyele first because he knows too much about the game. Like he watches like the YouTube videos, he memorized every single task in the game. Like he knows too much. So
I remember the first time I was on Foster,
Yeah.
he asked me what the task was. I was like,
You're like,
I didn't know. That's what I was scanning the card.
like if we played with other like people who are new at the game, it would be fun.
Now I'm gonna pay attention.
But if you play with like people who know exactly what they're doing, there's a higher risk of getting caught. So last night, me and Kyle had this big discussion about whether, like, what. So all of us play Smash Bros. Ultimate. Some of us play more than others. Some play less, a lot less. But yeah, you know, we're basically comparing like the risk levels in like games like that. Like for example, Kyle, you wanna bring up your point?
So, right.
Actually, we don't care. All right, let's go back to another subject.
Alright, another
What?
No, I'm just playing.
Go ahead, Kyle.
So in Among Us, if you're playing with 10 people, which is the maximum you can in a lobby, and you're playing with 2 imposters, you have a 1 in 5 chance to be an imposter. With those odds, there is a very low risk of you not getting the gameplay you want. And it's like a dice roll, but even better chances, because with a die, you have 1 in 6 chance of getting whatever number you want to land on. Now with the imposter, you have a 1 in 5 chance.
My whole point with that was games like Smash Ultimate have more risk because there's like a lot more options to choose from. There's different matchups, different like you can do combo extensions off ledges. You have multiple options to do in each scenario, depending on who you're playing against, not only character-wise but person-wise. But all that to say that even in life, right, there's a lot of risk factors involved. Like I remember high school, and I think I mentioned this before, but Kyle, Kobe, you might know a little bit less about it actually. Because I remember, but well, no, you were there, so you know about it. But the whole nothing thing I had, going on with whether I should be more like reserved and stay back and like wait for chances to go for things I want, or just be the kind of person that just go for it all out, like just being a risk taker. And back then, I would say like I was more on the opposite side of the spectrum, like the non-risk taking side. Like I would take a risk, but only after I calculated for a long time and like observed a pattern, versus just going out and taking risk. Like with this whole NoDream thing, right? It's a risk. Like we've involved time, money, all sorts of stuff like that. I mean, we're risking a lot of stuff when we do this.
We're risking our time.
Yeah, well, yeah, and you can't get that back actually, so it's a very important thing.
That's not expensive.
Yeah, but we end up risking a lot of different things. So I ended up having, a lot of us have actually ended up becoming, I would say, more of the risk taking, like on the risk taker side, and like less of the reserved. Because like this thing that we're trying to do, like kind of forces us to be more of a risk taker.
Oh yeah.
Like go type of person.
Go.
I guess. What you got on that, Kobe? Go.
On risk.
Yeah. Like which side of the spectrum do you think you fit on?
Oh, like versus nothing and taking risks.
Yeah.
Dang. What you think?
I just told you what I think.
You think I take risks?
Oh, what I think about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't be paying attention to myself.
I think you're pretty risk taking.
What you said?
I say more of a majority of the time you're more calculating though.
Yeah.
Like you'll think about it, and then like if it's something minor, like I don't know, go run off to play a game or something. Like you just jump on it.
Oh yeah.
But like if it's something that like is a big decision, you're more of a I'll think about it, observe all my options, and then go for it.
Yeah, it probably is a little accurate. Probably in the middle between that.
Yeah, I'd say you're in the middle.
I don't lean heavily on one side.
Yeah. What about you, Kyle? What you think?
What do you think?
Like everybody keep asking me what I think.
Because it's another opinion.
What do I think?
So why don't you ask Kobe what he thinks about you? Just ask.
I think God does take a good bit of risk.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like directed just at you. I mean,
Yeah,
I was looking at you, but it wasn't just directed at you.
He took that risk to go to True.
Yeah.
Pretty risky. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, but the thing is, do you think more of a like a laid back kind of observe for a long period and then go, or what do you think about yourself, Kyle?
I think I overthink. Instead of just jumping for more things, like I aspire to be a little bit more like Kobe.
I kind of think of the opposite.
You want to be like me?
Yes,
Like, I think you're more of the high end
I'd
risk.
be overthinking stuff.
No.
I think you're more of the high end risk taking type.
When I'm in a confident area where I know I can, then I do. Because then, to me, the risk now isn't as high. But like, for example,
Like the perceived risk is.
There was a
not as
point.
high.
I think there probably was a point in my life where I was like, you know what? I don't know all the things I can do, so maybe I should start trying to take more risks. You never know if you're actually
that's
good
how
at
I've
it.
seen
Yeah.
Kobe. And
Yeah,
like,
I
that,
don't know. I'm not always like that, but there's probably a point where I was. Sometimes I am.
Okay, so what'd you guys say about me then? What do you guys think I fit?
you overthink too.
You overthink way too much.
Somewhat, yeah.
But sometimes, let me think.
I just think you overthink too many things, and you don't jump for things.
Maybe sometimes you take risks, but you don't realize it.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
But I don't realize it?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes
Like,
it happens,
like
but
you do stuff, you're like you do stuff and you didn't think it was kind of risky, but you still did it.
Like applying for a job has a risk because you don't know whether they're going to say yes or no.
But I don't really, like, in my head, I don't see that as like
I guess
a risk.
everybody has different types of risks.
Like different perceptions of what is risk and what isn't.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't like go in front of the class and like just start saying stuff out loud. But like
I
you would
wouldn't
probably
really
do
say
that.
that's a risk.
Like for me, if it doesn't involve me dying, it's not like risky. Cause like money I can make back, you know.
Yeah,
Especially since I'm young right now.
That can kind of be like for everybody. Though. Every risk isn't gonna be like life or death.
Yeah. Like people who have fear of public speaking or things like that, like phobias, like taking a risk to fight their fears would seem higher than it would to somebody else.
Yeah.
Like there's different levels of risk, I guess.
Yeah. Everybody
of
doesn't
course,
care about the
there's
same
different
thing.
levels of risk.
So what would you say is the biggest thing stopping you from taking risk?
Myself.
Or more risk?
Myself.
About
But
you?
why?
Yeah, but explain
No.
it first.
Answer first and then
No.
So all of us are gonna answer first, and then we're just gonna explain.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, Cody. What do you think?
So say what you said again.
So what's stopping you from taking more risk? And then if you say myself, you gotta like explain it a little bit more,
Oh.
obviously. Go ahead.
Probably because like sometimes I try to wait too long or something. I don't know. Let's see if I can explain it right. Sometimes I like to think that I need to finish something first before I take a risk. Like maybe like finishing college first. Like I can't take any risks. I don't know. Probably myself too. It's kind of hard to explain.
I'd say it's probably my mind.
To yourself.
I guess you could say that. Yeah, probably that would be myself. Like lately, like I said, I've been going through a lot mentally as well. Like trying to find my purpose and like weighing on my options, not just with things like music or anything like that, but like with relationships as well. Like, should I take certain risks? Would that really be like benefit? Would it really be what I want in the end? I don't know. I feel like I could say it's my calling that's stopping me, but I feel like that would be an excuse. Like, I feel like growing up, right? Like, all of us want to have a big part to play, right? Like as humans.
You don't want to leave this world. Yeah, everybody's like,
Everybody
I don't
wants
want to
to
leave this
be
world
involved,
without anybody
yeah.
knowing what I did.
So I feel like somewhere along the way, I developed a hero complex, right?
Yeah.
Like, take for example, you know how I sympathize with Shiro Emiya, right? Like he lost everything, and then he wanted to become a hero that was selfless, you know, strive for justice in the end. And I kind of sympathize with that. I developed like a hero complex sort of thing, like a romanticized view of the world. And I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that helped me because at the time a lot of people had left me behind, and a lot of people betrayed me. And yeah, like family members, people were switching up on me like crazy. And I feel like
got to switch though.
yeah, at least I do have one now. I
That
feel
doesn't
like
really matter.
I psychologically developed that to stop myself from like thinking about it too much. Like if I can make the goal I feel I have for my life more grandiose and bigger than it really is, then it would make all my other problems smaller. So I feel like I developed a hero complex, and then maximized my purpose, and then now, like in my head, it's this huge thing to me. And I don't know if it's a huge thing to you guys, but like it's this huge thing to me. And then I have like, okay, in my head is purpose up here, and then relationships. Like in my head, like I would hate to do it, but like I feel like if it comes in conflict with my purpose, I'm willing to cut relationships, like certain ones, even if I don't want to. And like you guys are tied to my purpose, so like,
Aww, you're so sweet.
well, I mean, we're all NoDream. But anyway, I don't know. I feel like that stops me a lot of the time. Like taking a risk with relationships, NoDream stuff. Like as far as NoDream, taking a risk with that, it's become a lot easier than it was for me in the beginning personally. Cause like when we first started this, like it felt huge. Like felt like a huge responsibility. Cause like I didn't expect this many people to actually listen. But like people started listening, identifying with as a member of NoDream Nation. I was like, wow, we can't really stop now, can we? And like the risk kind of increased because before, when we were doing nothing, like we could have failed and it wouldn't have mattered. But now that we have something,
it's good that we actually started.
It's like there's this one Chinese proverb, right? It's like he who isn't high doesn't need to fear the fall, and I don't mean high like drugs wise. Like if you're not at the top, like you don't really have to risk anything because you don't have to risk a fall. You're still at the bottom. You have
That reminds me. I just ate a fortune cookie the other day. It was like your hard work will be rewarded soon. I was like, oh, Joe. I don't really think much about those, but I was like, actually, thanks. I needed that.
So what do you think?
Then I threw it away and ate it.
What do you think, Cody? And then we'll go to you, Kyle, since you started off.
What do you mean?
What's stopping you from taking a risk? Or did you already explain yours?
He said.
I didn't really explain good.
But he didn't.
Oh, you want to?
I don't know. I think like since I like turned 19 and like I've been getting older, like those ages where like you get more responsible. I've been like looking at time more, like time's not as long as you think. I got like put up the calendar on my phone one time and I was like looking at a month. Like we like think about like how months are like so long. And when you look at it, the calendar be like so like for a month it'd be short.
5 weeks is so short.
Like dang, then you only have 12 months and that's already a year.
So years on 2020 is gone.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell myself to like spend my time doing stuff that's actually gonna boost my success and what I'm trying to do. I don't really do that all the time though, but I've been like thinking about time a lot lately. You only get so much time. I do need to start trying to take more risk, I guess. I don't really know how risk apply to me right now. I would say I should try to take some more.
And it applies to our colleges too.
Yeah, I've been pretty comfortable for a while.
The classes we want to take.
Yeah.
Like it's a risk choosing one major over another you might potentially be better at.
Yeah, there is a risk.
Yeah.
Everybody on social media, like about like younger people now, it's always like, yeah, you're younger, take all the risks you want. So I guess like this is like the time like for us
to be doing stuff.
Take as many risks as we can because when you get older, you're responsible for more things.
It's gonna be a lot harder. And like, okay, so I've always talked about how like before I blow up or before we go big or go anywhere, like I wanted to establish the relationships that I was gonna have like for the rest of my life. Because like if people are with me as I'm coming up, like facing risk, they're more likely to be with me like as the risk increase. But like later on down the line, I don't want to like bring people into a situation like, okay, so like I guess you could say that content creation is a risky business, right? Like the content you create may not hit and you may not get paid that much at all. So like your income, like a song you have that you think is great may flop. So the income you expect to come may not come. You won't be able to support people you love. So that's one of the factors, and risk too. Like that goes along with this. So Kyle, what do you think?
We're talking about. Do you want me to do the part where I explain?
Like explain yourself. Like why is it hard for you to take risks?
Because I hold myself back in a lot of ways because I don't think I'm either mentally ready, physically ready, spiritually ready, or I'm capable in any of those areas. So like for example, there's many physical things that I hold myself back in because I don't think I'm physically capable enough to do them.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that it?
I mean, for the most part, and you can apply that to any which way. I don't think I'm mentally capable for certain things. I don't think I'm spiritually capable for certain things. Yeah. And that's what holds me back. And I weigh those options when it comes to whatever the situation is, and I apply it the best I can. So, like example, right? If we go back to video games for Smash, I know I do not have the skill capability as much as James. because James has practiced the game, he has studied the game more than I have.
Yeah.
And so when I go up against him, I will try, but I know there is a high chance that I will fail. Right? And so sometimes I'll hold myself back because I'm like, what's the point of me trying if I know I have a very high probability of losing?
Yeah.
But if we switch it back to Among Us, I feel like I'm either on a level playing field or a little bit elevated.
Yeah.
Because I have at least understood the game to where there's a skill cap, right? And we talked about that last night.
Yeah.
Where there's a skill cap in Among Us.
Like
You can only get so good at the game when it comes to either faking tasks, doing tasks, or watching people do tasks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like I'm at a point with that where I'm confident in my ability to play Among Us and do well. Even if I get out first, my death signifies something else, that people target me for a reason. And it's not just because I'm the first person they see.
Well, there's some people, right? I sent Kobe like a TikTok about it or whatever, but it was like the different classifications for like mental states that people develop.
Some are like level 4 and all.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. And like in order to grow your mental state, you have to be faced with adversity, i.e., risk. You have to go up against risk, and like as your mental state grows, you have to overcome greater and greater hurdles of risk. So would you guys say you're the type of like person that thrives against like higher risk levels? Like if there's a lot of risk involved, like do you feel like you thrive in those type of environments?
Usually when like, I guess like if like Kyele was using like an example of like going against somebody who I know like I can't beat. Like it's not, I don't know if I'm like saying it right, but like when I'm like doing something and I see somebody that's better than me, then I usually like, I never really felt like somebody's better than me, I guess. So I was like telling myself that
you can be as good as them if you keep on.
Yeah, I never really met somebody where I'm like, dang.
So you
this
need
level's
the
so
level
high.
of risk where you're at.
Yeah, I guess so.
What about you, Kyle?
I'm the opposite, right? So, for example, I'm really good at math.
Yeah.
But I was always taught growing up, there's always going to be somebody better than you at whatever you're good at.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
I always tell myself there's nobody better than me at anything.
But see, that's the difference. That's what holds me back.
There's
And
nobody.
that's why I want to aspire to be you, Kobe, when it comes to that aspect, right? When it comes to
Sometimes it's not good.
not letting circumstances define me, or not being able to push the envelope when I know that I have the availability to, even if I don't think I can.
Well, I think, like, I would say I'm similar in like terms of mindset to Kobe when it comes to that. But like video games have a ton of psychology, especially with games like Among Us. Smash has a ton of psychology as well. And I mentioned this to Kobe and Kyle before, but there's a state when you play games called flow state, and it's where like you feel perfectly in tune with the game, like you're like literally one with the game, and your brain literally achieves that state.
I was feeling that with Naruto the other day. I was playing Storm 4. I was like, ooh, I'm feeling this.
And like in order to get better at the game, you have to your level of skill. I don't know if I'm saying this right because I don't remember exactly how it was phrased, but your level of skill has to be lower than, I forgot what factor it is. I'll probably look it up, and we'll probably have to split this into 2 parts because we have to go serve at our church tonight. But and Kobe has to get to work. But so that being said, right? I'll just wait to use that in the next podcast when I gather the sufficient data, or data, however you want to say it. But when you guys got saved, right? Last question. When you guys got saved, do you think you took a risk? Or like when you got saved, were you thinking like immediately you were taking a risk, or afterwards did the realization hit you? Oh, jump! This might be a risk.
Whenever you get whenever like you're trying to when you give your life to God, that's definitely gonna be a risk because you have to give up everything that you knew and like all the stuff that you want to do. Because like you're like giving your whole self to God. It's like there's not like halfway or like part way. It's like everything.
Yeah.
So everything that's like the world, everything that the world likes, and everything that's gonna associate you with like people that you want to be around. I mean, unless you hang out with people who are Christians too.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to give that kind of stuff up, and that's not the kind of thing that your body wants to do. So there's gonna be a high risk when you're getting saved, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot to that. What about you, Kyle?
I mean, it is a risk. I think. Well, some people don't know it from the start, and some people find out afterwards. I think it's never black and white as you kind of phrase the question.
Yeah.
I think it really depends upon the person whether they see it as a risk before.
Yeah, I won't say everybody probably might not see it as a risk.
A lot of it plays into personality, like we've talked about before. Like all three of us have like different personalities and mental states, like different upbringings.
Like for people, like I guess like a good example now. I don't know if that's really that good, but like Kanye West, like that was a risk for him. Like doing that album that he just did.
The Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus is King. That's a risk because like in his workforce right now that he's in, like everybody doesn't like shift that way.
He completely switched up.
They don't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that kind of, it's a big risk to give your life to God when you're in like the spotlight like he is.
Yeah.
So for him it was a risk. Not
So
everybody
you guys want to split this into 2 parts? I didn't do it that way.
Yeah, we don't have enough time.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna go ahead and stop here, guys. If you liked the video, we tried to keep it. Well, we didn't try to keep it. We're only limited by time constraints, but we kept this one short. Just think of it that way. We kept it short for you guys. So leave a like, all that, subscribe, follow us on our Instagrams. I'll put those down in the description below so you can follow us, keep up with us.
Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, check out our songs below. We're working on things behind the scenes. So I'll probably make an update video actually.
We're working on things in the room where it happens.
Yeah. You guys are in the room where it happens. So that being said, see you guys for part 2. Peace.